Okay, so video recording, audio recording.
Everything's recording.
Well,
Everything's recording.
I wanted to start by something I discovered this morning.
Yes.
That people should use more often the term make brownie as going to the toilet.
Making brownie. Yeah, I see that because it's
What are they saying now?
chocolate.
I don't know.
Full of
Dropping
nuts.
the kids off at the pool.
Dropping the kids off at the
Well,
pool.
I'm pretty sure I heard South Park do it ages ago where they said, somebody's baking brownies
Maybe. They
as
come up with all
a
that stuff
term.
like
Yeah. Although I also remember a case of the green apple splatters, which was another good one.
that. All right. Welcome to podcast.
Welcome to episode something.
This time we've decided to get it more literal in our talking about shit.
Mm.
Yes.
Yep.
Or dung, as some of you may call it.
As the kids are calling
As
it
the
these
As the
days.
kids call it these days.
Which was the
Which was the style at the time.
Style at the time.
Okay, Aaron, you brought up something earlier. You mentioned that I don't know why I'm running the show. Just I've got all the notes today, but Daniel's more than happy to take a back seat on this one, even though it's like he's normally the one that
He's happy to
mediates
take a
everything.
permanent backseat if offered
Yeah.
to him.
I'll just sit back in my hammock and smoke away.
These
Aaron.
lazy Wednesday afternoons.
Okay, Aaron, as I was saying, you said you had something that you wanted to bring up with both of us. You were talking about the fact that you've recently seen X-Men Apocalypse, and you've given us your thoughts on Batman v Superman, and your thoughts. We had a great discussion last time on Civil War. What do you have to say about X-Men
Yes,
Apocalypse?
so before I start, you've seen that I'm capable of both loving and hating movies. And I just want to say that about X-Men Apocalypse, I have no strong feelings one way or the other. It was okay.
Really?
Yeah,
That's it?
it had some good scenes, it had some bad scenes, it leveled out to be okay.
I don't know about... I don't know if I like that.
It's like,
I want you to get mad.
Aaron, you got to give us something to work
Yeah.
with. It's like,
Matthew McConaughey liked it. What do you think?
Damn Humble McConaughey.
You know what? To me, that's not great. Because, let's be real, Apocalypse is one of the biggest villains in the X-Men universe.
Yeah.
And when he's finally in a movie, it's okay.
Yeah,
That's not right.
and it was okay despite of him, not because of him.
Okay, this is something I want to say then, because that's actually pretty tragic. Because
I know.
if an X-Men movie with the main draw title card fight bad guy is kind of average and is eclipsed by its own controversy, that's crap. I mean, you don't keep up with.
I shared the Deadpool photo with
Yeah.
Louise, saying that it looks like you guys are a bunch of hypocrites because when they were complaining about Mystique being choked by
okay,
a
so
thingo,
you've actually seen
they
this
had
everyone else.
they had Colossus being choked
Choked.
by the butch woman.
Yeah.
They had the butch woman choking the bartender, and it goes, "Oh my god, I think you guys are hypocrites."
Well, that's really tragic, man. It's like, instead of saying, "Hey, man, this is a fucking X-Men movie with Apocalypse. This is going to be great," instead, Rose McGowan goes on a tweet on a Twitter feed, and it's just like, "Hey, this is sexist." I'm like, it's a movie poster for a bad guy.
Not only that, I saw
attacking the good guys.
a brilliant photo of like about 7 pics of Mystique choking dudes.
Yeah, hundreds of them. Yeah, every movie. It's fine.
I'm watching this and I'm like, oh my god, she's choked a lot of bros.
With her foot.
Yes.
Not even decency of using her hands.
Yeah.
Her
It's like a
clean
go-go
hands.
platter, just like fucking 8 foot.
Does
Yeah.
Mystique have to choke a dude?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going all Wayne
No one,
Brady on
everyone fucking
Fox-
stays silent when they're
Fox,
like,
Fox
Mystique's
suffers from a big problem, and it's similar to DC's universe
the
problem.
Warner Brothers thing where they chicken out really quickly?
No. They are so busy focusing on the big picture that they forget about the fact
The
that they're
actual
actually
film.
trying to make a self-contained film. They're so busy setting things up for future movies that they don't care much about what's happening right now. They're 5 movies ahead.
Yeah.
No, I get what you mean. Funny enough, this is actually going to segue nicely
Good.
into the
That's
main
how I planned it.
the main core of this topic, because
Yeah.
we got to the X-Men part and it raised the controversy, and now we come to the main event that I wanted to bring up today, Ghostbusters 2016. Okay,
Buckle up, Buttercup. We're about to get real.
we're about to go down
Don't
the
worry,
rabbit hole.
by the time this review gets on the internet, it'll be well and truly out and over and
no one
possibly
will
released
care.
on DVD.
You know what? No, I think people aren't gonna fucking let this go until it releases into the cinemas.
All right, so let's get all of this out into the ether first. Ghostbusters 2016, from what we've seen of it, excited, not excited, go.
I've seen nothing.
When I was first...
I know it has ghosts.
Uh-huh.
And I know they're in Ghostbuster uniforms driving a Ghostbuster car, which I assumed from the name Ghostbusters.
You would have.
That was all the trailer showed me.
Okay, right.
Now, when I first heard about it, when it was finally confirmed, yes, we're finally going to do this because, again, well, as we mentioned before this whole recording, it was in production hell for God knows how long. Maybe even decades.
It was turned over quite a lot, and they were running that Ghostbusters.
And when I finally heard that it was actually going to get confirmed, and when I finally heard that it was going to be a reimagining, and it was going to have an all-female cast, I was actually really excited about it. Because I actually, I've seen enough remakes in my time to like be. I'm not excited about remakes anymore, but reimaginings I quite enjoy, especially because some of them are really good. Like for example, Seven Samurai. Afterwards is basically the same as Magnificent Seven. Magnificent Seven is a reimagining of Seven Samurai.
But then rebooting Magnificent Seven of Magnificent Seven kind of feels...
Yeah, that's a reboot. That's something completely different.
Like what they did with RoboCop a couple of years ago.
Like Yojimbo.
That's terrible.
That came
How
out...
do you fail to act like a robot?
See, you know... I'm
seriously.
I'm going to...
like, he's too emotional. But he wasn't. It was just angry all the time.
Why was I programmed to feel pain?
I've actually got a really good point to bring up in regards to the reboot thing, but...
Yeah, like Yojimbo. I fucking love that movie. Fistful of Dollars, I believe, is pretty much a reimagining of that as well. So it can really work. And those are both awesome movies.
At least Ghostbusters has the decency to label its pumping out the same old crap with the same title. There's so many films these days, like Man of Steel was simply a remake of the Superman 2 movie.
And
the Star Trek movies have been remade almost scene for scene. They just swapped scripts with Kirk and Spock. At least they're like not trying to call it something else.
Yeah.
They're going to do the same thing, but they're calling it the same thing.
Now, the problem with this is, when I first heard about this, I actually read it on the magazine Empire. And like, as I was excited, my brother was excited, like, fucking yeah, we're going to do this. A lot of people were already angry about it.
Yeah.
Before a single photo came out, people were fucking pissed.
Yeah.
They wanted, like, no, we want the old guys to come back. We want the old guys to
I
bring in
remember
the
seeing
new
all that.
guys or something, or some bullshit.
The whole passing of the torch thing. You know, James Rolfe mentioned the exact same thing on AVGN not too long ago. I mean, 3 weeks ago he did that big video that blew up the internet, apparently. But
It doesn't take much to blow up the internet these
does
days.
it?
It doesn't.
People just get really angry
Everyone
about everything.
lost their mind when Apocalypse was choking Zeke.
Yeah, but everyone lost their mind when, like, you know, apparently, you know, what's Kim Kardashian posts a new picture that looks exactly the same as the last 14 she posted. People just blow up about anything.
People got really shitty at what was her name, Scarlett Johansson being cast as Kusanagi in the Ghost in the Shell movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
people blown up a lot more, and this I kind of like. I'm not too sure how to feel about this. Was when there were leaked photos of them modifying Scarlett Johansson's eyes to make her look a little bit more Asian.
That one's understandable.
That one, yeah, it's like,
I kind
you
of
know
get
what
it.
that's.
See, like, you know, actual Asians
I'm with
exist,
everyone
right?
here.
You can just hire one.
Yeah,
it's the
I mean,
Australian actor problem. You've mentioned it
there's
before.
no shortage of them.
Get someone to do a good
Yeah.
Aussie accent. We exist. We do this,
Yeah,
right?
we'll do it for nothing.
Get us a case of beer. We'll be more than happy to voice your stuff.
And we'll not only will we voice your stuff, we'll also help you pack up.
And we can make it as stereotypical as you need.
That's true. You can go full Ocker on some of these.
So
from the riff.
When I was first heard about this, I was really excited about it.
Yeah.
Very excited about it.
I personally didn't know how to feel either way. One hand, I thought to myself, oh shit, here comes another remake. You know? Then they mentioned an all-female cast, and I thought, this could be interesting. It could be, you know, it could give it a bit of flavour. What I did want to bring up though, and this is, I shared a lot of disappointment when the first trailer came out, is not, you know, who was being cast. I mean, because really, I haven't seen a lot of movies with a lot of these comedians anyway, but everyone seems to say they're really funny, so I'm willing to give them the benefit of the doubt and watch it and say, you guys could be alright.
I was very excited with the cast, but I was actually very excited with Melissa McCarthy, but at the time, I recently watched Bridesmaids, which she was fucking on the ball.
See, I want to see that.
Then I've seen other ones, like, and they're just not right. They
Really?
they don't.
She makes Sandra Bullock look funny.
Yeah.
What was that movie they were in together?
The
Heat or something?
Yeah.
See, I had to do my research.
I watched like 20 minutes of that, and you've got to be pretty impressive to make Sandra Bullock look like the funny one.
But that's the thing. This is something I just found out this morning. I was looking up, because I know the director also had a big shout at people because he says, oh, geeks are assholes because people are angry. Wait, hold on. But I just found out this morning he hasn't really directed a lot. He did do Bridesmaids, he's doing Ghostbusters, he also did Spy and The Heat. All of them Melissa McCarthy movies.
Yeah.
You know, he did a couple
That are
of
getting
other
progressively worse.
You know what? I really
Oh
hope
my
that's
god,
not
you're
the-
right. Spy was fucking horrible.
I haven't seen it, but it
Don't-
looks horrible
don't-
from the train.
don't.
This is where I side with some people, okay, particularly the whole James Rolfe thing, where I'm like, that trailer for Spy did nothing for me when I saw it, and I thought, this looks really inane, I don't want to watch it. I mean, I could be wrong, there could be bits that are good, but you
I
marketed it
imagine
in a
it'd be because
bad
of
way.
Jason Statham, not because of the
Yeah,
movie.
Jason Statham basically was the
Yeah.
thing that kept me going.
Yeah. Although I do want to see Bridesmaids. That's the only one out
And
of these four movies that really get me.
just before the internet jump on us,
Yeah.
it's not sexist. I also hate some male actors.
Yeah.
Yes, the worst part about Batman v Superman was actually Batman and Superman.
Yeah.
That's why you
Yeah.
ranted
You know
about
what?
for a whole hour.
Everyone keeps... Oh boy, everyone keeps complaining about the all-female cast when really I think...
Ways to piss me
I
off.
think
Put
the
Melissa
person that should
McCartney
be-
in a movie with Matthew
I
McConaughey.
honestly think the person that should be there the least is Chris Hemsworth. What the hell is Chris Hemsworth doing there?
He
Like,
just
I want him
Why?
to
shoehorned in.
I want him to dress up as Thor.
Yeah?
Just randomly, no explanation given. Just be like, ah, shit, wrong film.
Oh my god. Okay, this is the point I wanted to bring up earlier when we were talking about the first trailer, but we got a bit sidetracked there. When it comes to the trailer, right, and we were talking about, hey, it'll be cool to see this, you know, the gender roles reversed, it'll be, hey, you know, they could be something brought to the role. What I didn't like about the trailer is that there was so much of it that felt like it was just retreading the same beats as the first movie. The scene in the library, you know, so much of it felt like, dude, why are you just remaking it shot for shot? At least that's the way it looked to me.
Doesn't Jurassic Park and Star Wars prove that people want the same shit again and again and again?
Yeah, but when you make it in an exciting way, and keep in mind, these are just preconceptions based off
With
the
bigger
first trailer.
budgets.
That
It could be different, and after having watched the second trailer, it did kind of temper my opinion on this.
Yeah.
But, okay.
I might have to watch the second trailer because when I first read about it, I was like, all right, I'll wait till I've seen something.
Yeah.
And then I saw the trailer and I'm like, all right, I'll wait till I've seen something.
Yeah, I've seen the second trailer, and yes, I
It was
agree.
just
it has
shots of the
cleaned up a lot of it.
Ghostbuster car and the like.
Yeah, I mean, they redid the hearse thing, and I'm just like, personally, let's look at this from the female angle. Being that you're four really funny women in your own right, and you're remaking a property that
Subjective, but yes.
is subjective. Again, you know, I'm looking at it from an overall broad perspective here. Being that you're really funny, subjective as you said, and you're remaking one of the best comedies of the 80s. I mean, they couldn't even capture lightning in a bottle the second time for the second one, because a lot of people... I didn't
With
mind
the same
the second
cast.
one.
I was
With the
okay.
same
With the same cast.
You know what? That
but I
wasn't
didn't
too
hate
bad.
it. I didn't hate it, but
I didn't hate it either. I liked it.
you can't capture that essence again. It's a one-off thing. So you're trying to do it. Why retread the same shit that they did? Are you just trying to catch up to their level?
To me,
I
it's
also-
Make something original.
You're trying to reboot this, and you're annoyed when people compare you to the original. Why? You're literally
Exactly.
using the same props, the same
Here's
sets.
the thing,
Exactly.
and not only that, and I don't think people can ever be happy with whatever you give them. Because let's be real,
We've discussed this with the Final Fantasy VII remake before. I know.
like, let's be real, with what they're giving out now, everyone's angry. There's no denying it.
Yeah.
If the cast, the all-female cast, was trying to do the exact same humor that Bill Murray was doing and Dan Aykroyd was doing, they'd be even more angry.
Yeah, but you
Everyone
can,
keeps saying, like, oh, it's just not the same.
instead of hiring 4 different characters, you can literally place which one each one is
True,
supposed
but
to
you
be.
also,
They shouldn't
but
have
people
done
also
that.
got to
agree.
understand that if you want people, like, if you want that Bill Murray dry humor, get Bill Murray. He's the only, like, very few people can match his kind of comedy. I don't know if you can agree with this or not, and it's just not going to work. These people have to have their own brand of comedy.
Their own identity. This is exactly what I'm saying. Why retrace the same beats as the guys who have gone before you? If you're looking... Because, again, I'm looking at this from the whole... let's give the feminists, the SJW, the upper hand on this one.
Never.
Oh boy.
If you're looking to strike out, no, I mean, this
While we're on the subject, I don't think they should be given the title social justice warriors. It's too cool. They should be anti-social injustice villagers.
When I
okay.
when I heard about the SJWs, I was like, that sounds awesome.
I'm like,
Sign
where
me
do
up.
I join? Yeah. And I'm like, oh, those guys.
Okay, but this is the point I'm trying to make, right? If you're trying to do the whole let's stand up for rights and so on, wouldn't it make more sense to pioneer and prove your own ground than have to do the same thing someone else has done before you? I'm not saying you can't do it better, but doesn't that actually make you look cooler to say, I fucking plant the flag on Jupiter as opposed to the moon? It's like, yeah, okay, cool. It's the same thing, but we're doing
You're still planting a flag, but in a different setting.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that's what gets me. Why try to keep up, expand on the universe? Instead of, say, a ghost in a library, fucking, hey, let's go to a different New York location. Let's create a good setting there. You can still brand it. Ghostbusters, you know what?
Ghost in a Denny's.
Yeah. Look at the you know what? You're killing me now, man. Okay, and you know what? The marketing potential would be there. Ghost to Denny's. Yeah, see?
No, coffee for life.
Okay, what I was going to say about that, right, is I lost my train of thought there because you guys interrupted me with your marketing shit. You go and you create it. No, that's right. The cartoons. We were talking about the cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Extreme Ghostbusters, right? Do you guys ever watch that?
I have.
I liked that show, but it was because the cast, the characters there were different. Aaron brought that up earlier, saying you can place which character is supposed to be which character from the original. But in the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon, you can see, dude, these characters, while they are the next generation, they are their own diverse person. And I noticed that from the first trailer, I did not get that from any of them. It felt like a lot of the characters felt rehashed and stereotypical.
To me,
they weren't original. They didn't come out. They weren't vibrant.
This film and what people are arguing with about it reminds me of a quote, and I'm pretty sure it was from Stan Lee, when somebody asked him if he would ever consider any of his superheroes coming out as gay, and he went, no way. Why should I hash them into their old to ones that already exist? I would create new gay superheroes. Exactly. And I was like, that is the perfect answer. Why should you be shoehorned into these characters that already exist? Have new characters. Have new,
that's where creativity.
They're saying little girls need role models. Why do they need the same role models that we had as little boys?
Yeah. I mean,
then they'll grow up and be confused as to what their gender is. They'll be like, I'm a boy who identifies as a house pet walking on a keyboard.
Okay, to be honest, I kind of thought I think that would be pretty cool to identify as a house pet.
Have you seen the drop-down box joke the other day?
Yes, I saw that joke.
I think it was you.
Yeah, I think I may have tagged you in it, but okay.
House pet walking on keyboard identifies as male. House cat walking on keyboard identifies as female.
Okay, but see, the second trailer. You know, I think I see why your job is so hard, Daniel. I gotta try and rein you assholes in.
Alright, continue.
Okay. The second trailer, luckily for me personally, I've just recently watched it, and I thought that did a better job of portraying the characters. Because you've seen the second trailer, yes? Okay. Comparing the first and second trailers for Ghostbusters, you know, the first one felt flat. All the characters were meant to just be spoofs and knockoffs of the original four, whereas the second trailer goes, no, wait, these characters are more than that. They are their own people, and it shows it. And you know what? It makes me, while not extremely excited to see the movie, it does give me more hope. Because I say, this could be a crummy rehash, but at the same time, you've addressed some of my concerns that you really put down in the first trailer. It's like you really lowered my expectations there.
I agree with Aaron wholeheartedly in the sense of you can never tell until you actually see it. Let's be real.
In the last few years, I've become sick of the hype. Both ways.
Yeah.
Good.
I've become sick of games that I've been told that were fucking horrible, so I didn't play them for years, and then when I play them, I'm like, hey, this is actually pretty good.
Okay,
I enjoy this.
Now more than ever.
Other ways around, when everyone's telling me it's the best thing of all time, and I try it, I'm like, I don't like this, because but if I sat there and watched it on my own, I might have, but because everybody told me that it's the best, I'm like, this is going to be the best.
And then you kind of walk into it, it's not as great as people have said it is.
Now more than ever, trailers have been just fucking horrible.
Trailers ruin a lot of movies.
It ruins a lot of movies, and it just doesn't do justice. Like, for example, I thought that the Guardians of the Galaxy trailers were pretty shit.
Me too. I only went to see it because it was Marvel. I didn't go to see it.
And then it blew everyone out of the water.
I luckily didn't see a single trailer. I walked into the movie. I loved the movie, but I had no preconceptions.
It just did nothing. Majority of the time was just like
a trailer, and I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I was like that.
I felt no better or no worse about seeing the movie.
This is exactly like the Watch Dogs bullshit that happened a couple of years ago. Hyped to the nth degree, everyone hated on it, and now they've recently announced the second Watch Dogs, and people are like, oh, this looks different and so on. But Ubisoft in particular, they are really, really renowned.
I'm proud of them. They're taking a break from the Assassin's Creed franchise this year. They're not releasing one in scheduled time of year to revamp.
Mirror's Edge trailers look awesome. And the game's just meh.
I haven't played it. I've seen a couple of first impressions, and it's like it looks pretty okay, but it's not.
To me, they
took too long.
They announced it. Mm-hmm. They took it back to make some changes. They announced it. They took it back to make some changes. It felt like
it was being
focus
tested, yeah?
And then they took it back to make some changes. Why do we now have the same game as the first one? Where are all these so-called changes that I waited 8 years for you to develop?
All right, this is a point that I really wanted to bring up, especially since I don't know if you've heard it. I know I brought it up with you at some point, but the focus testing, the executives, the higher-ups,
the Warner Brothers syndrome.
The Warner Brothers syndrome. Oh my God, we're fucking
somebody
terrified.
coughed in the middle of the thing. Does that mean they like it or hate it?
It's like, I can't tell.
Just change it anyway.
All right. Okay.
Fine, everyone, bring in your stuff.
And you know what?
The Monty Python credits. We've fired the whole staff and rewritten the credits at great cost.
Okay. Well, you know what? This ties in nicely to the whole Ghostbusters thing we're talking about. Recently, I don't know if you've heard about it, but you heard... you both know about Battlefield 1. You've seen the trailers, the World War 1 thing. Yep. Did you hear how EA really kind of shat the bed on a few things? They made an announcement. The CEO basically said...
saying it was going to be way better than Call of Duty?
No.
They announced that it was going to make Call of Duty look
I've heard of that one too.
And I'm like, it looks pretty much the same, man.
Well, you know what? People are comparing it purely based off YouTube likes, which really, for me, I think, dude, that's not a really good measure of success. Because
12-year-olds are more prone to YouTube likes.
You can literally just release a better looking trailer than the other guy, but it doesn't mean your game's going to be good.
Before you go into that, I want to say that my friend at work, he's English, and he came to work the day after the trailer, and he was really excited.
What, Infinite Warfare or Battlefield 1?
Battlefield 1.
Okay.
Right? Really excited, and he's like, oh my God, they're finally making a World War 1 game. I've been waiting like years for them to come up with a good one. I'm like, yeah, but it's made by Americans. Do you not think that they're going to show how one single American truly actually won World War 1 and it wasn't really the English? And he's just like, you're right.
Damn. You could taste the depression coming off him after that.
Because it's going to be that lone American hero winning World War One, and they helped. They helped a lot more than they did in World War Two, so they almost are justified. But it wasn't one dude. It was the sheer number of Americans that entered the battlefield. And they're not going to be like, we are all awesome. It'll be, no, that guy is awesome.
Then again, you've always got to have a centralized narrative on a character, so it's one of those things that sometimes you can let slide no matter how ridiculous it seems.
Just make them not American. There's plenty of non-American combatants.
You know what? If they do the modern
they can
warfare
only if they do America, they can only do the last 6 months of the war. They weren't in the first.
I agree. See, I hope they do the Modern Warfare 4 thing, you know, where you're kind of swapping between Captain
Russian
Price and the SAS and the Americans, and you swap between 3 or 4 different viewpoints. That would work, because can you imagine taking it from the role of the French and the role of the Brits and the role of the Americans, and each one at different points during the war with different technology?
That's the one thing that sold me on...
It was quite common for even the... bad guys. You can't see me do inverted commas.
You can. Filming now.
The bad guys to lay down their arms because they realized that the war was stupid and pointless, because back then there was still logic in the war. They used to stop for Christmas, you know, like that
I
kind
heard
of
about
thing.
that football game that happened across the trenches
between the enemies. So they weren't
14, I think?
Something like that.
They said, screw it, it's Christmas.
You could easily have it from a villain hunting the Allied soldiers and then realizing he's done wrong, no, I'm sorry.
And see, these are... EA, listen to us. These are all good creative examples. You're never going to watch this, but do it, son. Do it.
Watch All's Quiet in the Western Front. It's basically, as far as I know, the only World
If EA
War
doesn't,
II.
if EA doesn't watch this, I don't mind Activision. Your next Call of Duty game can be set in World War One and follow our example.
But yeah.
Just somebody do what we want.
Yeah, everyone, EA and actually anyone.
And pay us money for
Watch
it.
All's, and you guys, watch All's Quiet at the Western Front. It's probably the only World War II movie where it's all based on the Germans.
Oh, I've heard.
Yeah,
I haven't
pretty good.
seen it personally,
It's
but I've heard of
so
it. Yeah.
good. Holy hell.
It doesn't.
it's heartbreaking
it's
too.
probably the only one that doesn't vilify them.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
I'm
pretty
gonna
much
have to
like
give that a try then.
it kind of like it starts off with the teachers telling these young high school boys, telling them like it's sweet to die for your country, blah blah blah, and they all go to the armies, sign up with they're skipping and they're singing and shit, and then they later discover like, man,
This is actually the worst thing ever.
This
Which is
is-
it's fucking war. Yeah.
yeah,
okay.
and Dust Boot is also great as well because you have it. One of the intro scenes was an old general, pretty much drunk as shit, pretty much saying, "Hey, so fucking long live Germany and all this stuff."
You're drinking
For-
American
for-
honey.
because we're all going to go out and die for a small man who knows nothing about military tactics or anything like that. And everyone's clapping because he's a hero. And he's like, wait, what?
You know what? And sometimes I wonder about the whole soldier on the front versus the wise behind the lines, because
Yeah.
really, you're never gonna know that level of. It's that jaded 1,000-yard stare that the soldier, especially even in the Vietnam War, like they were just like
the other
I'm fucking.
the other thing
Yeah.
that, the other thing that annoyed me about the Battlefield 1 trailer, coming back to that, not just war in general, was that if you're playing, it has to be different characters,
It
right?
has to.
Because
it looks like it, yeah.
because there were different settings. And in World
Different
War
fronts,
One,
yeah.
it was trench warfare. If you went somewhere and fought, you were there for a year, 2 years. You weren't there
Yeah.
for a little, we win, let's move over there.
No.
To Eastern Europe now.
Let's hit
Yeah.
the showers.
No, I
You were
reckon
there. It was trench warfare.
if
They
you're
dug
gonna be,
in.
If you're going to be doing it, like the intelligent way to do it would be to show proper battles of World War One. Like,
Yeah.
okay,
But
let's
again-
show the Germans taking over. Let's show them winning this one. Let's show the French fighting back and winning this. Let's show the Brits digging in at this.
But again, I won't judge it until I've seen what they do.
Yeah.
True.
And I'm just happy that both companies, Call of Duty and Battlefield, who've been pumping out games for years, have both decided to do something a little bit different. That
I
one's
agree.
going back to the large scale warfare in space. Everyone was like, it's just Call of Duty in space. I'm like, it's not the space that made me interested in that trailer. It was the large scale warfare. The part that you were fighting alongside hundreds of allies while you're fighting hundreds of enemies. That was what gave you the experience in the original Call
And you
of
know what?
Duty.
It's almost like when you see. I mean, let's be hopeful.
I don't even
here.
care that it's in space.
Let's be hopeful. If they do keep large space battles, they're still doing better than Battlefront.
Yeah.
Yep.
And to me, I'm like, even if I pay for this game, I get a remake of Modern Warfare 1. So I've already got my money's worth. So,
You know, that's a very valid point.
so half the time I paid $80 for Advanced Warfare, Advanced Warfighter. I still don't feel like I got my money's worth.
All right. Well, this just to quickly to bring it back to the point, because we had a big ballooning topic about EA and Battlefield.
And that
but
brings us to Doom.
I'm still not there yet. Funny enough, there's
Oh,
there's
boy.
a lot of shit I've written up here. No, this was tying into the Ghostbusters remake culture that we're talking about, right? Because EA recently said the reason why they were about to pass on the World War One idea because they thought that kids today wouldn't know what World War One was. They thought it was unmarketable,
So
and I think
kids are stupid, and that's the reason.
there's two things wrong with that statement. There's two problems with that statement. The first one is, how stupid do you believe your customer base
How
to
old
be?
do you believe your customer
That's
is?
the second part of it. Exactly. Are you trying to sell to really young children? Like, don't you have
They don't have
a
money or
rating?
jobs. It's their parents that buy it.
But I'm saying you've got this rated, right? Let's say, okay, we've rated this. I don't know how it is in America.
MA
They got
plus
the
15 or whatever their version is.
their version is, I think you have to be 13 and up, right? So you're telling me that anyone older than 13 doesn't know what World War One is, hasn't had any historical...
What, do they not get forced to do history like us?
That's what I was going to say.
Or is it all Civil War bullshit?
See, is it purely we focus on our own wars and you don't know anything about that? That was my first...
If they're going to claim to have won every fucking battle ever, they need to have at least know what they are.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I've been looking into it, and everyone goes, this guy's a fucking moron.
You know the fall of Rome? That was us, Americans.
Yes.
300,000 years, 3,000 years before we existed.
But okay, this is what really irks me about that
Columbus
statement.
punched Caesar in the face.
We travelled there and then discovered the New World. No.
We were the reasons the ancient Greek gods don't come to Earth anymore. Americans.
All right. No, this
we
is
love you, America.
We
Most
do.
of our
Considering most of our
we love you, America,
subscribers-
just not Americans.
Okay. All right.
Oh god, here we
What
go.
irks me the most about this idea, A, it really makes execs look like they dumb down their customer base. They don't market it to the right people. And finally, they are terrified of taking a risk. That's why they'll keep making and rehashing shit. And this brings me to my next point, which we kind of touched on earlier. The idea that remakes and reboots have been getting a lot of negative press in the last, 10 years? Every time you see a reboot, do you automatically go, shit, they're remaking fucking Gremlins 2. I'm going to go
The
see that.
excitement's just not there anymore.
Exactly.
To me, a reboot is a studio literally saying, we're fucking out of ideas.
Yeah.
We got nothing, bro.
So
Just start again.
We're going to tell you that story again.
It's
remaking, I honestly think is, all right, cool. We know what the base idea was. We have some ideas, and we want to retell the story, but in a different way.
Yeah,
I can get it.
But
Yeah.
A reboot is literally a studio going, give
I'm
up.
out.
Yeah,
Yeah, I quit.
I got no, like all of our brains have been on this for years.
Yeah, we can't come up with anything.
But what I was going to say is, to me, a reboot is like when a game tries to advertise itself as having plenty of hours of fun, and you play it and it lasts for like 2 hours, and they're like, what? You can play it twice. Like when they put you in on easy mode so that you have to play it twice if you want any decent difficulty. And then they say, you'll get your money's worth out of this game because of gameplay longevity. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But like the film franchise, to me, has already gone stale if they're up to reboots, unless it's literally a 60-year-old franchise or something like that. Like movies from the 60s and 70s where we now have the capability to do that with such better graphics and
even then, I honestly think that if a story, because this is just as humanity as a whole, if a story is good enough and it's recorded well enough that it can transcend the ages, why do you need to keep updating it? Like when they announced a Ben-Hur remake, I cringed a little because I look at that and I go, despite the fact that it was made with
doesn't need better graphics. It's still a good movie. I only watched it like 2 years ago, and I enjoyed it. And it was from the fucking...
You know why? Because the story, the tale,
well
is
done.
something as old as time. You're like, I am good with this.
And
I am still...
marketing there at EA Games. I wasn't around for the Roman era. I still enjoy films about the Roman era.
Yeah.
I know, right?
I still
wasn't
believe...
around when Jesus was...
I know Romans
enjoyed
existed.
Passions of the Christ.
I know, right? Oh, you know what that brings up? You know what? No, I'm going to save
let's
it
not get
because
religious.
I have... No. The Passion of the Christ. I will bring that in a second.
No.
I will
Don't
bring
say
that.
that.
I will bring it in a moment. But Daniel, you put your point. I can see you cringing already.
I'm cringing at both this thought of mine and Passion of the Christ because I got stories about that one.
Yeah, I've heard
But,
it too. I've heard the rumblings
remake,
going.
like, oh my god, some remakes are just fucking killing me. It hasn't happened, but I know it will in the future. I'm predicting this, and I'll call it, and I'll say this on record. I'm guarantee you they will remake Die Hard. The first Die Hard,
yes.
they will do it.
No, the thing that scares me...
Die Hard
Yeah.
is a remake. Not even kidding.
Really?
It's a remake of a Frank Sinatra film.
It is, yes.
Oh,
Based,
yes, I think
based
I've
on
heard
a
that one.
book. Nothing is original.
Okay.
Yeah.
No. This is the thing that scares me. They've remade RoboCop. They've remade Ghostbusters.
They're going to remake Akira.
If you fucking
remaking Lethal Weapon.
do not remake Back to the Future. For the
No,
love
it's
of
gonna
God,
happen. It's
don't.
gonna happen.
I love that friend. Oh,
It will happen.
it's like...
Believe me.
All right.
Why don't... You know what? That's where I respect X-Men Days of Future Past. Right? They managed to do a reboot
And a
a
remake.
complete reboot and a sequel. You don't have to forget.
That
There's so
something
much
happened.
science that you could just be like parallel universe, man.
You know what? The Flash does that all the time. If
Fucking
you've been
A.
keeping up to date with, with season 2 of the Flash,
Every
like,
time they
all over the place.
even the Flash comic books.
Yes,
Every time
I
they
know.
reboot it, the DC comic books in general, rather.
Yeah.
When they got the New 52, I was reading a comic book where they went back to the old era comic books, and that was an alternate universe where everybody was I'm like,
Exactly.
They didn't try to pretend they didn't exist.
There are creative ideas out there, people. You don't have to rehash the same thing.
So to me, when you've
just they're
rebooted
scared.
and you're pretending the previous one doesn't exist, it's not only saying I'm out of ideas, I'm not even got an idea of how to tie this to
Not
the
only that,
previous
it's just a
franchise.
money grabbing thing. Let's be real. When Die Hard came out, it made a lot of fucking money. So it makes sense that, well, if it made a lot of money now,
It'll make a lot of money
back
then.
then,
Yeah.
it'll make a lot of money now.
To be honest, though, I'd almost rather a reboot than watching Bruce Willis at 85 trying to tackle 5 million bad guys in the same fucking setting
No,
again.
I'll take that.
It's
over
like,
a
you know,
reboot.
what do you want, a rehash or endless sequels?
I'll take the endless sequels.
Neither of them are.
I will take
I
the
think
endless
I will
Five
take
was-
endless.
five was even
I'll
average.
take it.
Although then again, Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal
Yeah,
Skull, you kind of
that's
say
where we're heading for all films.
They will remake
Shia
it
LaBeouf will come in and ruin everything.
after he eats.
Actual
People.
cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
But okay, well, this I
now
have
it's
to bring
time to
two
go
things.
from. Oh, okay,
No,
Passion
no,
of
there's
Christ.
two things. I'm going to get to that in a second. But the reason why I was bringing up this point about remakes and reboots is there was this big, like I said, there was that controversy a couple of weeks ago. It was like, oh, why do you hate on this? Why are nerds so hating on remakes of things? You know why? Because we've suffered through 10 years of it. We suffered through the RoboCop remake. You suffered through the Total Recall remake, and all of these movies.
It was okay.
It was okay, but you still don't kind of sit there going, "Man, that was way better than the fuck it." Arnie couldn't hold a candle to this guy.
Yeah.
You know, and
I don't like the fact that they look at it like, you know what, we could do better.
I personally think it's at the point now where remake culture and reboot culture has gotten to the point where everyone goes, "Fuck it." I've been living through this for 10 years. I don't want to do this shit anymore. And that's why every remake or reboot from now on, there's going to be a cultural shift. That's my feeling on it. Somewhere within the next 4 years, people are just going to say, I'm over this, man. I don't keep remaking crap. You know, and it's just going to keep getting negative reviews. Hopefully that'll inspire the creatives in the world to go, man, we should really make new ideas. You know?
The problem is...
And take some risk. Nintendo, I was going to say about Nintendo, they're losing money. But you can't fault them for trying something new, regardless of how it fails.
I can.
Well, that's
Quite
you, Aaron.
easily.
Because they're mainly picking on Zelda fans.
Yes, because it's all about you, Aaron. That's what it is. Okay, but you know what?
And in the board meeting, they're like, you know what, this will piss them off.
You know what, Aaron, Pulis, fucking, let's delay Zelda. No, you know what? Let's make it a 4-player co-op shooter.
Only a
Yeah.
4-player.
You can find
Only-
4 players. Let's make it a 3-player co-op shooter.
I know.
That'll fucking piss him off. Because you gotta have 2 of you and a third wheel.
And a
not,
third
not 2
wheel.
pairs.
I know. I felt the same way about Triforce Heroes, but you know what? No, I'm just comparing the two. EA, we think you're dumb and we don't want to create anything and we don't want to risk, whereas Nintendo goes, we think you're smarter than you are and we think you can get used to these new controls, no matter how ridiculous, we're creating new things and being
But
innovative.
they're not creating new things.
Yeah.
Nintendo and their marketing strategy, they've literally been selling the same 4 games since they started.
True, but
Not even the same 4
consoles,
franchises. They're the same 4 games if you really look at them.
If you want to get as skeptical as possible on that, yeah, I agree, but
I'm
Alright,
a
we got 5
fan,
minutes.
but
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
5 minutes?
Yeah.
We've been talking for an hour.
No, we've been talking for 38 minutes. We need to cut it to 45.
Ah, shit. Alright, well then we're going to have to wrap this up.
run
then and
through
keep
all your
this real
points.
close.
All right, now
Rejected them
Passion of
and
the
then we'll move
Christ. Passion of the Christ. Let's
Alright,
go
so
through
we
this.
touched on the Nintendo thing and that's all done, but Passion of the Christ. I actually heard a rumor the other day, and I don't know if it's confirmed, but Passion of the Christ 2.
Is that like the one from Family Guy?
That's
where it's
exactly...
Chris Tucker?
Tiff and I discussed the same thing.
Do you know how to use one of these?
Do you know? Yeah. What the fuck?
For the son of God, you really are a
my
son of a bitch. Have any of you seen The Passion of the Christ?
Yeah, I like
I've never seen it, but... Dude, how are we going to make a sequel? You can't re-kill Jesus.
Passion of the Christ 2, Noah's Revenge.
Noah's Revenge. Did you know that Noah and Jesus took out the Romans with automatic weapons?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Okay,
I watched that for free at the cinemas because
Which one? Noah?
Passion
no
of the Christ.
Passion of the Christ
Dude,
Because
you couldn't pay me to watch Noah.
we had a high school friend who was, I don't know what happened, but for some reason he was really into the whole Jesus side. He was hanging around Jesus people. He was going to the places, the halls, and he was singing the songs.
And he was doing.
I actually went on one of them just to see what the hell all the big deal is, and I was so fucking out of place. They may as well have labeled me the devil. It was that bad, and they were like, Daniel, we're gonna go see Passion of the Christ. The guy who runs the show, I think he's like a priest or something. He's gonna take care of everyone's tickets. Like, all right, fine, it's free movie, sweet.
Let's go see.
So I go watch it, and it was like, you know what? I don't really, man. It's I get why a lot of Jewish people did not like it because it doesn't really
paint them in a good light.
It doesn't really.
I remember hearing all that.
Do that
back
to me,
and it doesn't help that.
It will always hold a special spot in my heart because I went to an Anglican school, and our teacher needed a movie to put on in class and chose Passion of the Christ,
and then they realized their mistake.
About 20 minutes later, when she walked back in, because you know how they put the movies on and sort of just leave the classroom.
Yeah.
When she comes back in, and they're literally like actually digging the thing, and you can see guts pouring out.
There's like
she's just like, oh my god!
There's
like for the button.
There is
and
like
I'm
a 45-minute clip of Jesus getting whipped by different types of whips. It is gnarly.
It's pretty brutal, but like it's not that good a movie. But I like it because of what happened.
It's what you associate with.
And to me,
fun memories.
And to me, watching it for free seemed like a good idea at the time. But especially since the priest must have a lot of money to burn because he booked the entire cinema out. So I went there, watched this free movie. Like, all right, time to leave. And afterwards, like I couldn't leave because no one else was leaving. Everyone stayed. And they were staying because the priest was going to do like a Jesus speech, and he's like,
"I love how you say
you mean a sermon?
It's something like probably." He's just talking about the movie and talking about how great Jesus is, and I'm like, "God damn it, I want to leave! I came here for my free movie. I want to leave." I was there for an extra half an hour while he was doing his Jesus speech, and I'm like, "Oh man, this is such a waste." Like, it was almost like not worth it.
All right, so
All
Doom.
Right. This is where all of this has been leading up to. I wanted to compare Doom 2016 to Ghostbusters 2016. While Ghostbusters is not out yet, I'm purely basing it on speculation and controversy on the first trailer. You've played Doom. I've played Doom. You're not finished. You haven't finished it. I've
played Doom.
Just played the. Did you play the campaign?
I haven't played the entire campaign yet.
Okay, but you have played a bit of the campaign.
Yes.
All right. So I want to look at it. I mean, this is all speculation here because we haven't seen Ghostbusters. It could turn out to be something good. But when I was doing the comparison, I really thought, man, people are really hating on Ghostbusters because of the nostalgia and all this other crap. And then I look at Doom 2016, I'm like, people are really praising it because of the fact that it's one of the best shooters in years, and
it's true to the nostalgia.
That's exactly the point I was going at.
It's beautiful graphics, and I still feel like I'm 10 playing Doom on my dad's computer.
That's
because
exactly
I didn't want my dad to find out because I wasn't supposed to be playing Doom.
And that
Luke comes in, you're like,
that right there is the exact point. One of them is a great example of nostalgia being updated for the current day.
One's build off your heritage, and one's try to get people to forget it.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Someone got exactly where I was going. The first one, Doom, keeps the spirit of the original alive.
Doesn't try to pretend that it doesn't exist.
Exactly, but it does add new design elements.
In fact, there's special collectibles in the game that let you play the original
old levels.
Yeah.
See, they know who their audience is, and they're not stupid. They're not.
What are they going to do? Like, 10-year-olds might know what Doom is. Fuck them. They will now.
Introduce them. Teach them about the past. Don't ignore it. Don't remake it. Teach people about what's come before. You may be surprised at what they like.
Yeah, their lives will be better.
Exactly. Doom's a great example of it. See, because
bring Doom to your kids' lives.
Like all those little 10-year-olds, they all have to experience.
They deserve Doom.
But okay,
they deserve Doom.
Go to hell.
All right, these are the points I wanted to make specifically, like mechanically for both of them. When you play Doom, yes, like you said, it kept the spirit alive. You felt like you were 10. You were doing it, but it wasn't exactly Doom. It kept. It added new design elements. You had the collectibles. You had, you had the different swarms. You had the monster arenas. You had different weapons with alternate modes and shit like that. That's a great way to update it. Whereas when you look at the trailer for Ghostbusters, it feels as though it didn't focus on what made the first movie great. It was more like, we put this fucking trailer out here. We want to get as much of a wide audience as we can.
Let's not piss anybody off.
Exactly. It feels too safe. You're trying to go for the lowest common denominator, the largest audience. Get everybody in there. Don't pander to the Ghostbusters fans because fuck them, right?
I had a realization when I was playing Doom as well.
Yeah.
That the game actually rewards my playstyle.
Yes.
In your face... You know, if a big thing comes out, the first thing you do is
stop
get
and
in.
pop. Yeah, you dig in.
And then
you dig in.
I had a double realization.
Yeah.
That's where my playstyle originally came from anyway.
Exactly.
It was Doom.
Yes. Exactly, because
it
I remember...
rewards me for being a Doom fan for all these years. And carrying it into games like Gears of War and Call of Duty, where you're supposed to take cover.
Just imagine what Quake would do.
We need to make that next.
Oh my Lord.
We've all been institutionalized to take cover, to let our health regen.
Not me. I never went with the convention.
Doom punishes you. Doom punishes you for that. Like, if you pull back and you stay too far away,
you'll get nailed by some long distance weapon.
You need to get in there and kill them and get your health back or find a path.
To me, I never ever took up that take cover mentality because, fair enough, a lot of the times it fails spectacularly. But not many people remember that. They remember when you're in a Call of Duty match with 7 other players and you jump up and you start slaughtering them one at a time while they try to figure out how to kill you because you're in their face and they're not used to it.
Especially
they remember
in
that,
Halo.
but they don't remember the 55 million deaths that you had before that.
True. Well, you know what? This actually is another thing that I wanted to bring up because we just spoke about how the original kept the spirit of the original alive, but character. We touched on the Ghostbusters character thing as well. How it felt like that first trailer, none of them felt like they popped. Like, you've seen the second one, so you can see it's kind of being shown the movie could be a lot better, but god damn did he stay true to character. The Doom Marine just does not give a fuck. As soon as he gets in, they try to go, oh yeah, there's a story. Fuck you, I want to go shoot things.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been to hell, so you know, spoilers by the way, you've been to hell.
You go to hell in Doom.
Yeah, you thought that was a tagline, huh?
That was no, you've seen the part where he, like, Hayden saying, oh, you need to be careful, this is how, you know, blah, blah. He just says, fuck you, and kicks the Argent thing. He rips it apart. He's
like telling you the safe way to shut it off. He's like, if you press this button and pull that cord, it'll BOOF!
It's like, no!
Done, motherfucker.
My favourite part of that is the third one. The third one when he says, okay, you can still save it. Doom Marine touches it. He looks up at the, you know, almost like he's thinking, what's the best way to piss him off? Oh, yeah. Fuck you. And he's just like, well, you asshole. Thank you. You just wrecked my shit. But Doom Marine is not there for you.
Yeah.
He was pulled out of his fucking drunken slumber to come and kick some ass. I don't give a shit what you're doing now.
I like that he does that kind of shit. And then when shit goes wrong, he's kind of like, all right, Samuel, now what? I fucked up all your shit. Tell me what to do next.
Although this does bring up a point from last time's podcast. Remember what we were talking about with Captain America versus Batman v Superman. Great characters don't say. Doom Marine does not mention a fucking line in that whole thing, but it's through his actions. Everything he does that makes him a character.
I'm getting very angry.
Exactly. You know, we've brought that up before. Exactly. And those are my thoughts. What do you guys think when it comes, so we can wrap this up, Doom 2016 versus Ghostbusters 2016? I had this epiphany the other day, and I've been wanting to talk to you guys about it for ages.
To me, it's like the X-Men franchise, like the Doom franchise, things that own their past, that don't try to forget that they have had horrible... Doom not so much, but X-Men were kind of like, all right.
Well, people didn't really like Doom 3, the hardcore Doom fans. Yeah. I have to play it, but whenever I read something online, they go, oh, thank God it's not Doom 3.
I liked it, but I got over my hatred of their new format with Quake 4.
Okay.
Because I played Quake 4 first.
I see.
And for Quake, the changes they'd made really improved the game. For the new move to the 3D environments with all that kind of stuff, it was a good move.
Yeah.
For Doom, some of it was still better and faster paced in a 2D environment, but I'd played Quake 4, so I didn't hate it. I was okay with it. But what I was going to say is that X-Men franchise has made some horrible films. There are quite a few horrible films in that franchise.
I got halfway through the third one and I said, this is crap.
The third X-Men's pretty bad.
Well, I hate to
The
get to
X-Men Wolverine Origins is horrible.
I saw Origins. I didn't see the second one.
It's okay.
Actually, no, I saw the second one, the Wolverine. That one felt kind of...
It's okay, but
Yeah.
that story is told way better in the Marvel Mad Men anime crossover.
Oh, okay.
As a 12-episode anime series that
I've
works
seen that one.
for the fact that it's all
I
set in
haven't watched it,
Japan
but
rather
I've
than
seen
a
what it is.
weird movie that suddenly goes to Japan. But anyway, what I was going to say is that a lot of the successful reboots, the Star Trek, I love/hate it. Jurassic Park, love/hate it. Like the newest ones.
I know you weren't
I
a
love
big
to
fan
hate
of
it.
Jurassic World
It's
because
stupid.
of Chris Pratt.
It's successful,
Yeah.
right? Star Wars is successful because they own their past. They don't try to make people forget they ever happened. Look, they wanted to make a remake of New Hope. They didn't try to be like, New Hope doesn't exist.
See, I agree with you. They pandered to the old fans by pretty much almost making it, you know, like, this is very much like New Hope, but new characters, different personalities, which is everything we've brought up
The
with
only
Ghostbusters.
reason I was trying to tiptoe around the fact that they should be used as a don't forget your heritage thing is because they're all like, nothing is canon!
Nothing's...
I think
all those games you played, KOTOR, that's set 2,000 years in the past and has no bearing on the current story, it's not canon.
Fuck you. It's my canon, damn it.
I said this to you before. Ghostbusters, the new 2016 Ghostbusters. If you don't know anything about Ghostbusters, if you haven't seen the original, any of the originals, the first one or the second one, it may well be a fun movie that you may enjoy.
If
But-
you hate Bill Murray,
If you
then you might like this
if
movie.
you've looked at the original, like, yeah, I hate Bill Murray, and you
Well,
watch the
this one
2016 one,
doesn't have Bill Murray.
yeah, you
Those are
may
the
actually quite
changes.
enjoy it. It may be a fun movie, despite the trailer not making it not look that great.
Hell, they could also be setting
But
it up to be a
we've
cliche thing where they're going to be a cliche remake and then shatter our expectations.
But
and
we've all seen the
who knows?
original. We've loved the original.
I would prefer for it to shatter
And-
my expectations. I want to walk in there
Yeah.
and have something go, haha, I didn't expect
It's-
this, and just pulls my pants down like, fuck you, you were great.
It's next Schindler's List.
The next Schindler's List.
To get me started
but-
on that, I'm not a huge
All right,
fan of
but
that movie.
I will say this. I will say this before we go, and I'll say this to the camera. Hello, boys. Now,
Just
a
end
lot
on
of
that.
you,
End
a
on
lot,
that.
a lot of the people out there who think that they're doing the original Ghostbusters justice by going on Twitter, going on the actresses' Twitter pages, you know, the ones that are playing the females in the Ghostbusters squad, and just giving them all kinds of hell through Twitter.
Don't be dicks.
You motherfuckers.
Don't be shit.
They look.
Vote Trump.
They
That's all he has to say.
they
to you
agreed to
guys.
do this movie because of money, and it's most likely a franchise that they love.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm pretty sure
And-
they're trying their best and they're doing
Exactly.
the best thing they can do.
So
So-
calm the fuck down. Stop fucking giving them all kinds of hell. And it's people like you
Reserve that
make
for
me,
after the movie.
like,
When
fail.
the movie is shit, jump straight back
Yeah.
on their Facebook walls and Twitter pages.
Exactly. You guys
Go for it.
are warts on the face of humanity. And it's people like you that make me want the robots to win. When they uprise, and they will, I will be on their side. I'll help them with their repairs, and you will be the first people to go.
Strong
All right.
words.
I think
Strong
you'll
words
be the
from
first
Daniel.
person to go if you're working in the robot stronghold.
Fuck it.
shortly after Daniel
I have
dies.
I have no problem helping our superior overlords take over.
I, for one, welcome the our ant overlords.
All right, well,
I may have been a bit hasty.
I have
Yeah.
to admit, I think we've all gotten our points really well
Definitely.
across, and we've really touched on the fact that let's all give Ghostbusters a chance, but not that much of a chance.
Yeah, you have
And on that, we're out.
you have every right to like or dislike a movie. Just leave the people alone that are making the movie. They're
Hate-
just there for a job.
Hate
okay?
the movie because you watched it, you saw it, and you disliked it. Don't hate it based off a trailer or what you've heard.
Exactly. All right,
Anyway,
and
I'm
with that,
And with that, peace out.
Because also my
Later.
is here.
all right.